Welcome back to America Tonight, coast to coast and everywhere in between, all over this great country. You know, how many of you, raise your hand because I have those special infrared glasses where I can see, how many of you are cigarette smokers? How many of you have gotten off the butts and gone instead to e-cigs? E-cigs are really, really taking off. In fact, I saw some sales totals just the other day from last year. The U.S. sales combined, estimated anyway, of e-cigs were between 300 million and 500 million, and I think they'll actually double in 2013. Somebody who's in the game and joins us for this edition of It's Your Business is Lindy Davis. She's the owner of Vixen Vapors. Hey, Lindy, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
So you've seen that. You've seen that people have really taken to e-cigs. So let's roll back the clock and tell me how you got involved in this.
Well, basically, how we got involved is my husband and I, we decided we needed to quit smoking after I lost my grandfather to cancer. He had a friend of his that gave him an electronic cigarette, which he started using, and he just fell in love with it. Me, on the other hand, I tried to do the cold turkey route, and it wasn't working out very well. So he gave me a new cig, and we started both using them, and we just fell in love with the technology and how great of a product it is and how well it works to keep us from smoking, and just everything about it, from the flavors to how it attacks like every point of the addiction that smoking has, because it's not just nicotine.
Yeah. Do you foresee this as something more people will use, just like you did, to cross over that bridge and get away from cigarettes? And as you said, cold turkey is really tough. Every once in a while you bump into somebody who can do it, but for other people they can't. It's the whole thing, as you said, the dangers of smoking, but you know, the nicotine, how it just grabs you. I've talked to people who say it's like the worst addiction you can't imagine. But there's also that thing of wanting something in your mouth, holding it in your hand, the whole deal of almost like a coffee break. And so people, do you find that you got that sensation and other people tell you they get that sensation with those cigarettes?
Oh, definitely. People come to us all the time and they just say, like, this is the best product that I've ever found for not smoking anymore, smoking cessation, just because you get to put it to your mouth, you get to play with the vapor, you get to see an exhale, you can blow smoke rings, and you get a throat hit, and you just get every single possible, everything that you like about smoking in a better format. And it tastes better, and it smells better, and it's just so much easier than trying to do medication or trying to do the nicotine patches or just some of these other options that are out there. They just find more success doing this because it's something you're already used to doing. It's just a little bit different. So for me, that was definitely true.
Yeah. Do you know what a carton of cigarettes costs? And certainly you know what yours cost, but what do a carton of cigarettes roughly cost compared to what the e-cigs are?
Well, a carton of cigarettes apparently right now runs about $60. For the same amount of liquid that you would use in an electronic cigarette, it would be about $7.
Ah. $7? You're kidding me. That's like, are you kidding? That's like a savings. That's like you can put that in your IRA or go out and go to the movies and buy food with that. That's crazy. $60. You can tell I'm not a smoker, that I didn't smoke cigarettes, but wow. I mean, I knew it was high, but I didn't realize it was quite that high. So you jump into this game and you decide, okay, we're going to do this thing, Vixen Vapors. And when you first started, what was the hardest thing to do to make that leap and from an entrepreneurial point of view for you and your husband to jump into this game?
Honestly, it was trying to keep up. We sat down and we came up with flavors and we came up with these ideas of how to make different liquids that people would like to use. And we ran out of half of them. Like at first we gave business and we kept coming. That's like the hardest challenge, is just keeping things in stock really for us. But it's just become that popular that it's hard to do. And other than that, just creating more and more flavors that people are going to like and can use and can utilize to get them to stop smoking cigarettes with something that they will enjoy.
What's the most popular flavor, do you think, that you offer right now?
Right now, our Tiger's Blood is our top seller. After that, it's probably our Heaven's Nectar or Ambrosia. Pixie Dust is really popular. There's a lot of them, mostly fruit flavors.
Fruit flavors. But you really, too, go to town on these flavors. I saw a list of what you offer, and one of them I found was peanut butter cookie e-liquid. That sounds really good.
It is. it's kind of popular too.
So if you're a peanut butter lover, that's the sensation you get? That's what you feel like you're kind of eating peanut butter?
Yeah. It's like a peanut butter cookie. It's what it tastes like it's melting in your mouth.
Wow. When you come up with these ideas, I call it spitballing, and that's one of the fun things about being in business. As you said, your toughest thing was honestly keeping up with it. So you're sitting here, you're thinking of flavors. Then what do you do? Do you have somebody that creates them for you? How do you create them?
Well, at first, I do a lot of the creating myself, and one of my partners does too. And we just kind of would get requests from people, or we see something. Somebody came in requesting a pink lemonade cupcake, so I just sat down with all of my immense flavors that I had in my hands and just started trying to come up with what's going to taste like a pink lemonade cupcake. So I made the pink lemonade flavor, and then I had to add the cupcake to it, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I finally had something that was close, and we've kind of kept tweaking it until it was, like, perfect.
Yeah. Were you someone as a kid, did you like to mess around? Were you like a baker or a creator or that kind of person?
Yeah, my mom and I used to bake all the time, and then in addition to that, I bartended for several years, so I've always been making either drinks or baked goods, so it was just kind of fun to do that kind of creation, and so definitely mixing flavors and creating them from scratch has always been pretty interesting to me and fun.
So somebody comes, like if I have an idea for a flavor, like, oh, I just really want this would be great, I'm having this party, or I think this would be good, or whatever, I could call you and you might try to see if you can put it together for me.
Oh, yeah. Actually, in our store, we have flavor request sheets for anybody that wants something specific, and we give it a couple weeks so that we can sit down and try to come up with the best way to approach that flavor and see if we can make it work for you. But, yeah, we definitely do that.
Yeah, you have so many flavors. How many? I was looking at the website, folks, that are listing all over the place, and I don't. It looks to me like you have at least 100. How many flavors altogether so far right now?
Oh, I think we're somewhere around 150. I don't remember what our last count was.
150. My goodness. I mean, you even have something called. It's funny because I asked you about messing around and did you like to cook or bake or whatever, and you definitely have those cupcakey kind of things, bakery things too, like cheesecake. I noticed. I mentioned peanut butter before, banana nut bread, that kind of stuff. Who are most of the people, like what's the demographics of the people who are really into Vixen Vapors?
Oh, it is so varied. We have just people from just about every kind of walk of life like you could think of, from businessmen to students to the more rock and roll kids and to some more professional doctors. It's so varied, really.
And are you combining, because, a lot of people that we talk to will have a storefront, or they just have a business where they're emailing, people are emailing in requests, or sometimes a combination of both. What works for you? Do you have kind of a combo or just one or the other?
Well, we have an online store, and then we have our brick and mortar, and then we also have our warehouse that we do a lot of stuff out of too. But yeah, we do both. We definitely have the emailed requests and written requests and verbal requests for all sorts of different things. But yes, we do run both online and in-store or brick and mortar.
So how do you get the word out? I mean, you're doing interviews like this, obviously doing media, but do you go out and go to festivals or find places where you think, hey, we'll get a booth, or we can, sell these or get the word out? How do you get the word out besides media, that kind of stuff?
What's been working for us is this word of mouth. The first probably 4 months we were doing this, we went to bars, and because that's where a lot of smokers are, and we went and we just kind of used our e-cigs freely and started talking to people about them, and then people started getting more interested, and we started selling them just kind of at the bars that we were friends with the owners. After that, we kind of got a base of people that loved the product, and they would just go out and tell their friends, and tell their friends' friends, tell their family members, who would tell their family members. And a lot of it for us has just been word of mouth, recommendations, guys. So, and that's really great because everybody knows somebody that is smoking or does smoke or needs to quit. So that's also worked out for us too.
Yeah, and good for you. You had a obviously very personal reason for wanting to do it too. So you combine both things, and then you have the passion for it as well. I said at the top, I threw out some statistics about e-cigs that, how much they all together in the country. You're talking about like 500 million now. They think it's going to double this year. Good for you. All right, Lindy Davis, it's your business, Vixen Vapors. Check it out. It's really cool, vixenvapors.com. Like Lindy said, man, there's like 150 flavors, and who knows when she's done how many she'll have. Thanks for coming on the show, Lindy.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Bye-bye.